Hello everybody, so boy oh boy oh boy, what a chapter to dissect, and it's one of those chapters I appreciate the most when it comes to One Piece. The world building reveal after every arc. We also get the bounty increases of finally the entire Straw Hat crew. We knew what Luffy's was, now we got the Straw Hat crew, plus a few extra bounties, which is a bit of an intrigue to say the least. So let's start off with a cover page with the predictions of many that Caesar was actually looking to help out the Vinsmokes, which made total sense because why else would he be there? It looks like the whole Vinsmokes were about to be attacked by Katakuri's attack. So it looks like Caesar is using his gas to shield the Vinsmokes, but also it's actually affecting them because you can see them trying to cover the mouths. Because we've seen what Caesar can do once he removes people's oxygen. It looks like Niji's having a hard time, and if he did. I can only assume he did that to Katakuri because we don't see him, and I'm pretty sure if he's continuing the attack, Caesar would not be able to block that. Katakuri has advanced armament haki, and I know he has advanced observation haki, but the thing is, you need to remember through his fight with Luffy, we learned he can't use his advanced armament haki and his advanced observation haki at the same time. We know that, so that could be a factor to take consideration here. It is pretty cool because Caesar says, hey, take me with you, which does make sense from a narrative point of view because he and Judge alongside Queen were a part of the scientific group MADS, so we need to learn more about that, so that makes perfect sense. Also, we need Judge to come in at some point. I don't know what happened to Ovid as well because he was also about to attack the Vinsmokes. We start off with the comedic aspect of One Piece with the Straw Hats, and finally after escaping Wano, Nami here literally just beat the shit out of Luffy. Literally, because he's not only caged up, but has also got the horrible case of domestic abuse on the part of Nami because obviously he got provoked by a kid taking the waterfall route, so Nami got understandably pissed because he put the entire crew at risk. Jinbei's like, hey to Nami, hey, calm down, it's not that big of a deal. And Nami's like, yo, we need to keep him on a leash, Jinbei. And Jinbei gets freaked out, so he's gonna have to get accustomed to the antics of the Straw Hats real quick. But the main sequence here is Robin is actually doing the most important part. She's actually reading the new updated bounty posters for the rest of the Straw Hat crew, and she just sends them down. And boy oh boy, is this going to get people talking. So Chopper's bounty is at 1,000 berries, so it's got an increase, but not that much. It's still a gag. Nami's is a whopping 366 mil. That's kind of cool when you consider Sanji and Zoro's previous bounties were over 200 mil. Brooks is at 383 million, so that's pretty cool, even though he didn't get a 1v1 fight. Frankie actually got a gag because he got a bounty increase to 394 mil, so he's finally over that 100 mil because he was pissed off at Usopp. The last time we got a bounty increase for Frankie, and Usopp was way over him, which he still is again, but it's kind of funny. And on top of that, his wanted poster isn't even his, it's the Sunny's bounty posters. It's the picture of the Sunny in the wanted poster, so that's actually pretty cool for Frankie. Usopp shot up to 500 mil, so he's at Luffy's post Dressrosa bounty, so that's pretty cool. So that's actually pretty cool for Usopp. Again, one of those who didn't get an actual 1v1, a chance to shine. But speaking of shine, and boy, so Robin's bounty shot up to 930 million. My jaw dropped because that is a staggering increase considering what it was post Dressrosa. I think she should have gotten 200 mil back then, but justice is being served, and Robin finally getting some respect, and also has the 5th highest bounty in the Straw Hat Pirates. That's post Wano, so that's a huge increase. And in my opinion, probably the best one out of the bunch. Not surprising at all. Jinbei, Sanji, and Zoro all above $1 billion. I think we could have all predicted that, considering where Luffy's bounty is at. Sanji's bounty is at over 1,032 mil. That's pretty cool. Even though, technically speaking, this means Sanji is below Zoro once again. But we'll get to that. Jinbei is at 1,100 mil, which also kind of messes up the Monster Trio dynamic of the bounties because usually it's Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji. Before Wano, it was Luffy, Sanji, and Zoro. Now that dynamic's changed with Jinbei in the group. I don't know how people are going to feel about that when it comes to, at least when it comes to the Sanji fanboys. So Zoro's bounty is 1,100 mil, 1,100 Berry Bounty. So that's actually pretty cool. The gag is pretty much over with Sanji over, and you can see the disappointment in Sanji immediately. And Sanji's like, why the hell am I below him? And he's like, screw you, Jinbei, because now obviously Sanji's like the 4th highest bounty in the crew. Again, shout out to my girl Robin, because that's actually a pretty stagnant increase. The way that Zoro was portrayed in Wano, I think we could have seen this coming. On top of that, I think the voice actor for Zoro already spoiled it when both Sanji and Zoro's voice actors were interviewed, and pretty much it was revealed there that Zoro's bounty has surpassed Sanji's post Wano. So it was already spoiled. So now we just know how much by. So it's still pretty cool. Each of the Yonko commanders, and I like how it refers to the 9 Yonko commanders under Luffy. It is pretty cool that the 3 Yonko commanders, I guess you can call them now, are all above 1 billion. Makes perfect sense. And poor Luffy still beaten up and still locked in a cage, while Zoro and Sanji is mixing it up. So obviously the typical post-arc Straw Hat dynamic between the crew. Now you can include Jinbei, and this pretty much confirms that unless something happens, Carrot is not on board. A lot of people thought she might sneak on board and actually become the next Straw Hat. Doesn't look like it unless things change. As much as I enjoyed Robin's bounty getting revealed, I actually dug the lore behind the Cross Guild and how it was formed, and it looks like Boogie didn't have a say in the matter. It was just his crew members going around passing flyers. We also see the return of Mr. 3 after he dipped. We also see a Vita there, so but it looks like Crocodile is actually the one in charge behind this whole thing. So we already knew it wasn't Buggy. So Mihawk was approached by Crocodile on Groom Island. I was taking down Marines. How about you and I team up? A Navy wouldn't take on an organization headed by the 2 of us lightly. And I'm also thinking that maybe we're going to get more Shishibukai members joining alongside Buggy. Because it makes no sense, because technically speaking, those 3 are Shishibukai members. There's no warlord system anymore. You also got Boa Hancock out there, which I'll get to in a minute. We got some characterization for Mihawk. I think it says we're both the same because neither of us trust anyone. When Buggy was surrounded by Marines, Crocodile was the one that intervened and actually saved his ass. He may have been chased as well. We don't really know. You see Mr. 1 as well, so that's actually pretty cool. Obviously the gag of the crew thinking that Buggy's the one that actually invited Crocodile to join them. No, it's the other way around. It's just like Crocodile, it looks like Buggy owes Crocodile a huge debt, but he doesn't have the money to pay it. So that's where Buggy falls in line. I'm gonna lick your boots until I can pay you back. So he's like, we're all prison buddies, remember the good old days back in Impel Down. And he's actually got the nerve to call him Croco-chan. Got a chuckle out of that. That was actually kind of hilarious. Pissed off. So you're gonna work off this debt. And Buggy's like, of course, I'll work twice as hard to pay off my debt. We've got all sorts of people that can help with that. So I'm wondering what he means by that, and I'm wondering if they're going to see other people to recruit. Like I said, it makes no sense to have them be the only 3 of the Shishibukai that actually have an alliance. We also know Weevil's out there somewhere, and he was also being targeted. So there's obviously a common characteristic between the 3. They've all been pursued by Marines, so it makes no sense to have that highlighted. Crocodile's like, yo, you kind of stand out here, Buggy. Like, you're the one working on the rest, not the other way around. And we find out, like I said, it's Buggy's crew members have been printing off the flyers, making it seem like Buggy is the one in charge, which goes back to what Zoro said a couple of chapters ago. This doesn't really add up. This isn't something that Hawkeye would do. Then we go to Navy HQ, and then we find out the bounties of Crocodile and Mihawk. Buggy too, I guess, to a certain extent, but this is actually pretty cool. So Croco Boy's bounty is at 1,965,000,000 very bounty, which is very impressive. Then Hawkeye, and boy oh boy, is this like, this shouldn't be a shock, but it looks like his bounty is at, I think it's actually above Shanks' bounty, if I'm not mistaken, but his bounty is at 3,590,000,000. So no shock there, and it's actually higher than Buggy. So because Buggy did go up to 3,189,000,000, which actually technically puts him above Luffy and Long Kid. And actually, Hawkeye actually comes up with an interesting idea. It's like, all things considered, we could take a different approach here and let Buggy take all the heat. It's not the worst idea. He says, like, I have no interest in the title of the Emperor anyway. So he just wants to live in peace. He just doesn't give a shit about all of this. So that's actually pretty cool on Hawkeye. He's humble. There's obviously danger for Buggy, because if he slips up, he's dead, one way or the other. So the official alliance of Buggy, Crocodile, and Hawkeye is formed, and that would have been the end of that would have been the highest point of the chapter. But no, we actually go to Kamabaka Kingdom. So the first person we see is Koala, and it looks like the Revolutionary Army commanders have returned, with the exception of Sabo, which I'm curious about that. But also Kuma has returned, addressing Koala as she's saying Dragon-san, and he's like, I'm glad he's okay. If he really did murder King Cobra, I won't forgive him no matter what his reasons were. I won't forgive him. So we know that's BS made up by the government. What we don't know is where Sabo is right now, which we'll probably find out in the next chapter. But before then, we actually find out that Kuma is also on Kamabaka Kingdom. So maybe justice for Kuma has been served, because he's no longer a slave for the Tenryubito. So that's a good sign. And Koala is obviously tearing up, but as she does, and it's none other than the man himself, Sabo. And this is the part that got me, because the Navy HQ listening in, and they're like, quiet down. So the Marines are listening in as Koala's like, hey, this is Koala, and Sabo's like, yo, it's me. And that's how the chapter ends. So that's kind of interesting. Like, the Marines are listening in. So I guess we're going to find out what really happened with Sabo and King Cobra. But leaving on a cliffhanger, it looks like we've got no chapter next week, so that's pretty cool. So we got a chapter like this, and we're on break next week. But I guess Oda's starting to get things in order for the next arc, which hasn't been announced yet. I can only assume two things. Either one, it's not going to be as long as an arc as we think, or two, it's going to be an intermission like we got with the Reverie. Like, we're going to get a few world building chapters, then Oda's going to go into the next arc to start off the final saga. That's possibly where I think it's going to go, but we'll wait and see. But like I said, it ends with Sabo. I guess one way or another we're going to find out what really happened to him and why he went off on his own. Like, what the hell is Sabo up to? I can't wait to find that out. Also, shout out to my girl Robin for finally getting the respect she deserves and getting that huge increase in bounty. It was only a matter of time. I did not expect it to be as high as it was. I don't think anybody did, but finally respect my girl Robin. Nami also got a huge increase too, if you technically think about it. So seeing Robin get a bounty increase definitely made my day, and so did this chapter. So let me know what you guys think down below. That's going to do it for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Like the review if you did it, thumbs up, I appreciate that. Subscribe to our One Piece. Catch you guys later. Thanks guys. Bye.